In 2019, a crack joke-making comedy unit was sent to a prison by a comedy court for a joke they didn't commit. These people promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the nerd comedy underground. Today, still wanted by the mainstream comedy. I think we didn't quite work there. They survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the APS team. Playing the music.
That's so embarrassing for you.
Gah. I prepped this. For everyone wondering at home, we record these 2 at a time. And so a little while ago, Beck went first and did her intro based on the A-Team.
And Matt had a whole lunchtime where he could have come up with a new intro.
Oh, no. No. I'd prepped this. I was going to describe myself as B.A. Baracus.
Oh, I see.
Because I have a catchy real name, Mr. P.
Oh, yeah?
And, like Mr. T, it's slightly ambiguous where the character and the real person start and begin.
Nice.
And I was going to describe you as Hannibal.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, because you married a Scottish person.
Right.
And you're a big fan of healthy eating and fruit and wordplay, which is why you love it when a clan plums together. Yes, I've used the L twice. I don't care. It sounds right. So,
do you know what? I think you deserve this for the fact that you sat through mine without saying anything.
I didn't crack.
You haven't said anything this whole time. If it was me, I wouldn't have been able to. I would have been like, wouldn't have been funny if I wait until we record that episode, but I never would have made it.
I did the comedy calculus in my head at the time.
Yeah.
And went, it's funniest if I wait.
Yeah.
I've just got to wait.
Yeah, but now Lauren has to find, like, you know that Jurassic Park video with the, I think we've talked about it before, where
the recorder.
Yeah, it's like it's like a harmonic.
Oh yeah.
Or something. We need like the dodgy 18 version for this one.
What for mine?
Yeah.
The honed second version.
Like some of you just kept the entire part of the original intro.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I see. You actually script your new. I just have the old one in front of me.
Oh, and you're like, I'll just wing it.
I look at it. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll change that to that. I think that'll work over here.
Yeah, not as easy as it sounds, is it?
It's not.
And do you know what I love is that you didn't write it out still. You just got the original words.
I stuck.
You know what? That means you learnt from the improv advice from last episode.
You know what? I never feel nervous before these recordings. I could genuinely feel my nerves starting to.
I was going to say, we can tell.
Because I've got to stay. Yeah.
You gave
the laid back, relaxed, half-assed attitude tipped us off.
We give ourselves permission not to be funny.
Well, listeners, they can be the judge. But honest, it's like a magic trick. So with magicians, if you want to do a trick, a lot of the time, it's just you set something up and then you just got to wait. And half the challenge is just waiting a ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah.
Knowing.
It's why I could never be a magician.
If you're worth it. But also, I find it nerve-wracking, any kind of magic stuff. Yeah, it's too fragile.
Mm-hmm.
So, that aside, on this episode,
I'll be helping a young couple about to embark on marriage.
I solve a problem for everyone who has not got an Apple ID.
And boy, oh boy, do we have any other business? Woo, so much any other business.
Let's get on with it. Beck, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm great. I've had some
Excellent.
adventures, some misadventures.
Oh.
One of them was I was trying to be a good person, a good wife, a good partner, a good friend by doing the dishes after I had lunch the other day.
You're really raising the bar on catch up.
Well, quite often Gav
Stories.
gets back from work and the dishes are still there, and it's usually like a bowl or something.
Because you lunch at home.
Yeah, and then
Gav's out at work.
yeah, and then when we have dinner, then we do them all. But I also know he likes coming home to it being as clean as it was when he left. So I had my lunch. I thought, I'll do my dishes. So I started running the sink. and had my headphones on, went and started cleaning my room.
Uh-oh.
I think it was at least half an hour.
Half an hour.
I thought, I'll have a glass of water, and then went to get a cup. And it just took me a moment I took off my headphones. I was like, what's that noise? Why does it sound like this loud, like water rushing?
Oh.
And I'd completely flooded the kitchen.
Oh, no.
And I mean properly flooded, as in like about an inch or so of water, like enough to be like, oh, this is an issue.
Whoa. So it's not like there's an overflow hole in the drain.
There is one, and in the past it's worked.
Oh.
Because it's not the first time.
Not
I've
your
done
first
that,
rodeo.
But
yeah.
it's also not been that long.
Right, okay.
And I
okay.
suspect that overflowed.
Well, that should just feed into the drain.
It should, but it's so small. I think the veracity of the water.
The velocity of the water.
Yeah.
The flow rate. There was more coming out of the tap
Then could go in.
than the tiny hole could handle.
Yeah.
Wow, what do you do?
Well, first thing I did is I took the bath mat out of the bathroom and chucked that on the floor,
Okay,
which
so you've
did
dealt
nothing.
with 0.1%
It like
of the
floated
problem.
away.
now you're down a bath mat.
Yeah. We keep all of our spare towels and mop and everything in the boiler cupboard, which is on the other side
on
of
the
the
far
kitchen.
side of Lake Kitchen.
Yeah. So basically, and I was wearing like track pants that are quite all trousers are long on me, so short legs. So I had to take off my
Wade.
trousers. So in my pants, walk across the kitchen,
Hot spring.
through the hot water, and then grab all the towels out of the cupboard, chuck them on the floor. Did nothing. Like, when you
what?
put them down and there's still water above them, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
The last time we had a leak at home, my first instinct, I ran upstairs, got all the towels, brought them down, chucked them on, and went, well, it didn't do
Didn't do anything.
nothing. But that's the first thing. I was like, what beats water?
Yeah.
Towel.
Yeah.
No.
Also, the water was still so hot, I couldn't put my hand into the sink to take the plug out.
Oh, right.
So that was still full.
That's still full of water.
I had to wring the towels into the bucket. The mop was at the very back corner of the flooded boiler cupboard,
Yeah.
behind everything else. So I physically couldn't get it out. And whenever I tried to move anything else, it kept falling into the water
Into
on
the
the
water.
floor. Pulled out the drawer to put some cutlery in. That wasn't useful. Entire drawer full of water. Drawers full of water. The cupboard was full of water. All the pots and pans, every utensil full of water.
So the water hadn't just
Everything.
cascaded off the worktop onto the ground.
So
It
yes,
had-
I think the overflow thing, had backed up or something and
and
gone.
that was an overflowing
into
into the drawers underneath.
Yeah. Yeah. The rug, we got a rug on the floor. That was completely soaked
gone.
through. Because weirdly, when things flood, it makes things dirty.
What?
I know.
There should be the one silver lining. Should be it's washed the floor.
Yeah. Well, the dye all came out from the red rug. So everything went a rusted
Oh,
color.
Right, gotcha.
And then also anything that was like any residue inside the cupboards or whatever.
cupboards of- yeah.
Or the inside of the drawer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not until you realize that
You can-
towels do nothing. The towels, they do nothing. That you're like, oh,
this problem transcends towels.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not just the getting rid of the water part. It's everything
Oh,
afterwards.
that's awful.
Imagine having to do the dishes and it's every dish you own. Every fork, every chopstick that you've saved from a takeaway because you're trying to be environmentally helpful. It all backfired.
Oh,
So
wow, what an adventure.
My heart goes out to you if you've ever been in that situation. What about you?
Oh, I got nothing on that. Haven't flooded anything. I went to the European Robotics Forum.
The ERF.
Yep, that's the one. It was
Earth.
in the Earth. I went to the Earth. Their slogan is not "What on Earth," which is
Should be.
should be "Welcome to Earth."
Yeah.
But sadly, no. I was the light entertainment.
Nice.
Like a lot of my career, I'm what conference organizers think nerds will consider a treat, and so
and they're correct.
they were correct. Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Do you know what? There's so many times where people get booked for stuff and they're like, I don't know why we were booked for this. We are the wrong people for
Yep.
this. And you are the one performer where they nail it.
And it's very funny talking to people afterwards because it's a common problem. You're organizing a tech conference. You've got lots of nerds, right?
Yeah.
So it's a home gig. I will then consider it part of my responsibility to hang around afterwards and chat to people and do all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But then I realized, chatting to people, that in that situation, I am the Beck.
You're flooded.
No. Yeah, I'm in hot water this time.
Yeah.
No, because people just see me do my talk.
Yeah.
I mean, you know me. I'm a poly nerd. I know a little bit about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Right?
I would
Whereas-
say you know a lot more than a little bit about a lot of things.
that's relative, very relative. That's why in this situation, you're the Beck.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So, but then people will come up and they'll be like, they'll just launch into
Oh, right. Yeah.
The super detailed, high level maths explanations of what they do or what they're
Got
thinking
it.
about, what they're curious about. And I'm there following along. And then occasionally I'll be like, so one person was just like, oh, so we do this thing and we're using quaternions for the orientation, this, that, and the other. He goes, because you got the manifold here, you got this, that. And he's like, and then I'm like, And I will try and every now I'd be like, oh, so a bit like this. And sometimes they're like, yeah, kind of like, and sometimes they're like, and I was there going, oh, that's what Beck feels like all the time when I'm talking at her.
Welcome to my world.
Yes, I'm there. There's always a smarter mathematician than anyone.
Yeah.
And so I love these gigs. And it's the same as when I go to like mass conference kind of things. I'm way out of my depth mathematically.
Yeah.
But I've still got the interest.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just frantically trying to keep up. And people assume I know way more than I do. And for me, I'm like, it's a good reminder because you don't want to lose touch of what it's like to learn maths and struggle with it and try and follow along.
Yeah. That's
So
how you learn more.
I really enjoy that feeling of being out of my depth and trying to keep up and understand it. And that's why often people who are very good at maths don't make good teachers because they've forgotten what it's like. So anyway, I had a great time, but I do enjoy being out of my depth and desperately trying to follow along with some mathematics.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. We both learned something this week.
Yeah. You
learned some more about
check
maths.
the taps.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's not the lesson I took away from it. It was never do the dishes.
Our first problem was sent in by Steve, who is engaged. Congratulations to Steve. That's
Well
not
done.
the problem. Steve and his fiance, however, they're planning way in advance. So it's over a year until their wedding. And that means they've now realized, because their wedding is more than a year away, they know the date at which it will be exactly a year before the wedding, which is their -1 wedding anniversary.
Nice.
So good. And so Steve's problem is, given that there are traditional kind of common standard gifts for the positive wedding anniversaries, they want to know what is the traditional gift for a negative wedding anniversary.
It's a good problem.
So good.
I love it. I had a ball looking into this because you know me. You know I like a bit of a deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
So first of all, because
I imagine you started with the positive ones.
Yes, I did start with the positive ones. So
did you get real distracted researching the positive ones?
Do you know what? Not as bad as I have been in the past. What do you know about the main anniversary gifts?
Here's what I know. I know that there are 2 sets. There's like the traditional and the modern set of gifts.
Would you like to know more about that?
Absolutely.
Traditional ones started roughly in the sort of mid to late 1800s.
Classic. That's, peak weird etiquette era.
Yeah. And the reason for that is because before that, it was mainly arranged marriages that were done for uniting families and finances and property and
or just you got to get married to survive.
Yep. And I mean that's in the cultures that probably us and most of our listeners are involved with, but obviously it's different around the world.
Yep.
In some cultures, I think it was in Tibet, there's ones where the women in a community will go and get pregnant with some men in a neighboring community, but then go back to their community and have the children on their own with sort of the help of the community. There's tribes where the children don't necessarily have recognized parents. It's once they're born, the entire tribe raised them. There are very different ways of...
Can I just recap what we've done so far?
Yeah.
I said, Beck, did you get distracted and do a bunch of research? And you said, no, of course not. Allow me to explain the details of Tibetan marriage traditions.
Hey, at least
right,
I'm still on marriages.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm never accusing you of going to a different topic. Just saying.
So
you take a lot of detours.
So basically, it was when somewhere between the French and American revolutions and Victoria era, those sorts of things. That is when love marriages became more popular.
Oh.
So during sort of the Enlightenment era, around the revolutionary times, there were the idea that you could work for your personal happiness.
Oh, right.
Rather than your families or your countries or whatever. So wage labor and people being able to be more in charge of their finances, that's when it became more and more popular to marry for love and became a point about trying to celebrate how long you can make a love marriage last. Because obviously with a lot of other marriages, when they're arranged and stuff, there was no divorce or very much.
Right. You're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that still was the case, but it was sort of more seen as like you'd achieved something because it's not like you're together because you have to be. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you've chosen to be together.
Of your own
but now you could choose to move
efforts.
apart.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, so it became more of a gift giving thing. So originally, the gift giving thing started in Germany. They traced it back quite far. The most early record I could find was from a play, and they talked about a silver wreath being given to a couple who had been married for 25 years.
Yep.
And a gold wreath being given to someone who'd been together 50 years.
Well, you've just told me two of the ones I reckon I could guess.
Yes. Yeah.
From a standing
That's
start.
all I'm going to tell you. So those two.
Yep.
And then that slowly made its way into mainly the UK, basically. So there was sort of a European thing, started to show up more in the UK as the idea of giving these gifts. That spread across to the States. And then it was in the early 1900s, basically just after World War I, that the American National Retail Jewelers Association discussed supplementing the common anniversaries in their 1922 meeting.
Oh.
Coming up to the anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
That's right. Yep. September 6th, if you want to celebrate.
What's the 100th anniversary?
Oh, we're going to come around to that, Matt.
Oh, sorry.
Don't you worry. So one attendee at their meeting said they want to call attention to the fact that wooden and tin anniversaries, I've just named two others.
That's fine. I wouldn't have got them.
Came far ahead of golden anniversaries and diamond anniversaries.
No, I would have got that one. Yep.
And that the jeweler surely derived very little profit until after he had waited 50 or 75 years for a golden or diamond anniversary.
Too long.
Right? So that is when you start to get the modern list. Because then basically after that,
Schumerism.
yeah, a big old list came together. Now, there were some other lists that came out before that, but pretty much after that American National Retail Jewelers Association list came out, that's
it. They just like
modern equivalent.
I feel like they're biased. They're the ones selling us the stuff and they're the ones choosing the list of what we have to buy.
Absolutely. And that was really hard to find, like a correct list or an original list, because basically it changes depending on who wants to sell what. It was really hard.
Yep. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so gold is 50
Mm-hmm.
and silver is 25.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed silver was 25, I have to admit.
What would you have thought?
Like 40? Going off Royal Jubilees.
I see.
Because they go silver, gold, diamond, platinum in 10-year intervals.
Right.
So I would now guess that 60 years is going to be diamond and then 70 is platinum, basically ripping off the Jubilees. But I think you said that diamond was like 75 or something.
Again, that's an interesting one. So originally, 75th anniversary was diamond.
Yep.
That came up in a list I saw in 1877.
Uh-huh.
But in 1880, Webster's Dictionary mentioned the list for some reason under wedding.
And they said the 75th wedding anniversary gift is now a dictionary. They're all dictionaries.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. It's a different dictionary for each year. Yeah. So that came out just 3 years later, and they listed the 60th anniversary as diamond.
Oh, okay.
And that sort of guessed because so few people would reach their 75th anniversary. So they brought it down a bit. Yeah.
Now, I know famously the first wedding anniversary is paper.
Yes, correct.
Because it's hilarious.
Yes.
And then I don't know any others. I could probably guess.
I did mention two.
Well, you said wood and tin.
Mm-hmm.
Wood. Ridiculous. Are they all substances? Is there one that's like candles or cutlery?
In the sort of.
Oh, okay. Wood, tin. So there's probably going to... do they do different stones? It's not like a ruby anniversary or...
But can you guess what year the wooden... You know wooden tin, but what years are they for?
Oh, well, wood's probably 5.
Correct.
Because 5 sheets of paper make wood.
Yes, famously. That's what they say.
And cardboard is all the ones in between. So that's... anniversary.
That's where you get cards.
4.
That's where you get cards.
That's where you get cards. Anniversary. Makes sense.
Yeah. And then you pile them all up, stick them together.
So tin's probably 10.
Correct.
It was like because it's got this almost the same letters as 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Kiwi.
It's Kiwi saying 10.
Yeah.
Then what are we missing? Then the 25 is silver. I feel like they wouldn't miss a chance to get 20 in there. Is that like aluminium or stainless steel?
No.
Bronze.
So some of these came a bit later, but they came before the jewelers one. So they count as traditional. Steel is 11th.
Steel 11.
Yeah. Or aluminium is one of the alternatives to tin for the 10th,
That's true in a few applications.
I guess. Yeah.
If you need extra corrosion resistance.
Potentially.
Yeah.
You mentioned candles.
Yep.
Wax.
Wax?
16th
16.
anniversary.
On the old list or the new?
Now, I only found it's on the old list, but I only found it on one of them. So I've put a question mark there because a lot of the others I cross-referenced to
Big
see
wax.
if they came up. I think it's Big Wax. I think that's Yankee Candle.
Yeah, I think,
all written all over
that's
it.
the candle cabal.
20th, so in 1877, in that list, China or porcelain.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a substance.
In 1910, the second anniversary, straw.
Straw.
They've got candy as the third year anniversary, although on a lot of lists I saw it as paper first, cotton second, and then leather third. I just didn't find any years for them. Then sixth, either iron or sugar. And also you've got some of these is like the difference between UK and US.
Oh, okay.
That sort of stuff. Flowers for the 7th.
Flower or flowers?
Flowers. Now, you just celebrated your 8th anniversary.
Correct. 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
At the time of speaking.
So I thought I would get you.
Oh, really?
A gift.
Oh, that's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I know.
You only found out this morning.
I didn't get time to wrap it up though.
Oh, that's okay. We've already had our first wedding anniversary.
So there's two versions that I've seen for traditional. This is traditional.
Yep.
Bronze or salt. So I got you some brown salt.
Salt. Bronze salt. That's amazing. Oh, that's great. Sea salt with chili flakes.
There you go.
I love it.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'll let Lucy know. We got some sea salt with chili flakes. That's bronze salt. Salt.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I'm a bit vague about our wedding anniversary is Lucy and I celebrate every 500 days.
Yes, correct. I've remembered that.
Exactly. We only dip in to the orbit anniversaries every 5. But we notice when they happen, we're like, oh, it's our wedding anniversary. Like,
well, now you've got
now
that.
we know. Now we got the salt.
Yeah.
Well, later this year will be the 3-year anniversary of this podcast.
Ooh.
And we missed the first 2 anniversaries.
That's true. So either candy or leather. Oh my.
Wow, let's both bring a gift.
We could also go for the modern option, which is crystal or glass.
Here's some drinks.
Yeah.
We missed first and second year anniversaries of the podcast.
Yes.
For Problem Squared that you're listening to right now.
Yes.
What are they?
Modern.
Yep.
Clock.
Clock.
Yep. Second, China. A lot of the
they
modern
brought that way
ones are
forward.
moving them forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's got time.
The modern
What
one.
are you eating off until your 20th wedding anniversary? If you.
I know, right? Do you want to know what the 4th modern one is?
Yes.
Electrical appliance. Doesn't even say what. Just says electrical appliance.
So we can buy new kit for the podcast.
Yeah.
Are you about 4 years to update the tech? That feels about right.
So 5th is silverware.
Okay.
Remember, wood is the 5th
Was the
one,
old one,
an old one. So the 6-year modern one is just wood objects.
Oh.
Wood objects.
They bumped wood back.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an object, not just a piece of wood.
Yeah. So your modern one for 8th would be linens or lace.
Wow.
10-year anniversary. Guess what it is?
Gold.
Diamond.
Diamond.
They just skip gold. They just go straight to diamond.
They just move diamond all the way up.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's amazing.
11th is fashion jewelry. You're not allowed to, if it's just normal jewelry. No, fashion jewelry.
Ugly jewelry? No.
Yeah.
Did a whole shopping mall worth of shops get together to do the modern one? Or was it like a land rush? Like everyone's just racing out to try and grab an anniversary.
Now, I couldn't find the original list that was put forward by the Jewelers Association. But apparently they did mix it up a bit. So it wasn't just all jewelry.
Okay, so
they
threw a bone to the wood object.
I reckon this was the original one because they're listing things and they're running out of ideas. Can you imagine a writer's group, like a writer's team, sitting around a table? Right, so if I was going,
guys, we haven't done 17. 17, yeah.
24th anniversary. What do you reckon? Give me something.
Lampshades.
No. I think we've already done that.
Of course we have.
I think I'm going to cover that electrical appliance.
Shoe insoles.
Shoe insoles, probably under textiles and furs.
Good point.
Yeah.
A bag. You get a bag.
Bags. Do you know what? We don't have bags.
DVD box set. Oh, no.
Should have done that. But you know what it is? Musical instrument.
Musical instruments.
So you've heard of the diamond anniversary. You've heard of the gold anniversary. Try the musical instrument anniversary.
They're too general. Now they could have instruments could have covered several anniversaries. The trumpet anniversary,
Yeah,
the
I want that
kazoo
one.
anniversary. But no,
No.
they waste them all on the 24th.
I mean, 29th is new furniture. Now, they've already had furniture earlier.
Oh, really?
That's the 17th.
Oh, wow.
17th was
7 years
furniture.
later,
Yeah, that's right.
new furniture.
Well, hang on, no, not 29th, is it? So
29th.
12 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need some new furniture. It's been
So I was
12
thinking
years.
24, what's that, musical instruments?
They
Yeah.
should just swap them over. Weirdly, if they're going to let you get new furniture, then I'm pretty sure they should have given you 44 anniversary several times and much earlier, which is groceries.
Groceries. You don't get groceries.
They haven't eaten. This
till
couple have not
44.
eaten since for 44 years.
Nah, they figured this is for old people who are forgetting to eat or go shopping.
And some of them, they're just, I mean, okay, so the 15th modern anniversary, you get a watch. But I tell you, and obviously
we did
you had a
clock.
clock for the first one. 31st anniversary, timepiece. No, you're just going through the thesaurus.
There were a lot of watchmaking jewelers at this meeting.
Absolutely.
But what's the 100th?
The 100th.
Yeah.
So that obviously in the traditional one, there's no 100th because they were like,
no one's
that's
living that
not
long.
happening.
Yeah.
But the 100th in the modern one is a 10-carat diamond.
A 10-carat diamond.
Yeah,
That is a
which means
big old diamond.
It weighs 2 grams, I believe.
What I was thinking is it's the 100th anniversary of the list.
Mm.
So we should buy the list.
Well, the list didn't come out till a bit later. It's just that the 1922 is when
Oh, it was conceived.
someone said,
Gotcha.
we should
marketing. Yeah. Hey, you, me, and all our clock selling buddies should get together.
Yeah.
Make a list.
I believe the list didn't come out till 37.
Oh, we
Quite
got
some time
ages.
later.
Yeah, ages
Yeah.
to save up for that.
Took them they're probably just fighting over how many times they had to clock for everyone.
Every
and
third one was different words.
managed
for
to
clock.
talk them down to 3.
That was an achievement. So Beck,
Yes.
the problem
Mm.
that Steve and their fiance have, though,
Yes.
what do they buy each other
Right.
for their -1 wedding anniversary?
So, I know that you're a big fan of rollover stuff.
Correct.
The idea that it all resets.
Oh my God, yes.
So I was thinking, if diamond or diamond equivalent is like the most that you can get in the traditional and modern
100,
ones,
yeah.
then it should be the opposite of diamond once it rolls over. So I think it should be graphite.
Oh, it's the carbon.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of a diamond. It's
Yeah,
the softest
because-
carbon.
Yeah, because
That's great.
if the difference between the way that it cools when
Yeah, you get a pencil
when that pressure comes.
or a ring.
Well, I was going to say, like, because the carbon, it's like one slight difference in the way it cools, and you get graphite versus diamond.
That's great because you start with graphite at the beginning of your marriage and then a lot of pressure later.
That's right.
Diamonds.
Yeah. So I went to the art shop around the corner here in Godalming,
Right.
and I've bought.
Oh, you bought a graphite gift?
This is to send to. I know we don't normally send our
No,
listeners.
we don't.
this is
But
anything.
it's
But I
like a
thought
little
to celebrate,
package. Look at that.
I've got them a
You
little
bought a slab of graphite.
chunk of drawing
That's
graphite.
amazing. Let's pass it over.
It's actually medium strength because I didn't want
Is
it to fall apart.
Graphite. It's like proper like England, like artists. So for people listening along, it's like a square cross section crayon that's all graphite.
So I got a little gift bag for them.
Oh,
So we'll try and find their address, and we'll send that to them in time for their -1 year anniversary.
And then you've only got to wait 2 years to have something to write on.
That's right, exactly. So this is the thing. I realized there's a -1. Where's the zeros?
Where's 0?
When you actually get married?
Yep.
I think it should be ink.
Oh,
I think
because you sign your.
because you sign your
Yeah.
wedding certificate.
That's the contract.
So for anyone who's getting married, I think you should ask for ink or an ink product
Yeah.
as your 0th anniversary gift. It's like you're getting a pencil license, and then before you get your pen license. Did you
That's
have
great.
that?
Yes. Oh
As a
yeah,
kid.
yeah. And I was the last.
Yeah,
student in my
I
class
think
to
I
get
was
my
too.
pen
I
license.
think I don't think I ever got my pen license.
Oh really?
I've been using them illegally this whole
I'm going to
time.
dob you in.
So yeah, there you go. There's my answer. And do you know what? I'm very proud of it. And considering
Good
that
work.
the lists,
You brought a prop.
the lists of basically, even on Wikipedia, the list is different to the sources.
There's no agreement.
There's no like original sources on there. So with that in mind, now that this is out there and there's so many wonderful people out there who are good at the internet.
Yep.
We need to get the negative 1 year anniversary and the 0th anniversary gifts.
Ooh.
Graphite and ink.
Graphite. It feels like it's a free for all,
there.
so we can definitely.
And then you
Get
can
yours in
cite this podcast as the source.
Oh my goodness, we are a definitive source.
Yeah.
Done.
So there you go.
I've got nothing to add. That's incredible. You've done it all. I think I can speak on behalf of Steve and their fiance and gift you a ding.
Thank you.
Ding.
I'll put that ding into my wed ding.
Hey.
This problem comes from Brezendrak.
I think so.
Brezendrak. Who says, how do I write a review for the podcast that helps you in any way if I do not have any Apple products? Google Podcast does not have this option, and I don't have an Apple ID. And that is a good point because I don't have an Apple ID, so I have never given someone a review on Apple
You hypocrite.
Music. I know.
You stand here every podcast.
I'm
telling
usually sitting,
people-
actually.
You lounge here every podcast, imploring our listeners to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. As do I. I've never left a review on Apple Podcasts.
No, you have Apple stuff too.
Yeah, I have Apple stuff.
You're a bad apple.
I should. I am. I've ruined the whole podcast environment. We
Yeah.
tell people to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, but a lot of people either don't they have to go out of their way to do it. It's not how they normally get their podcasts, or they can't do it. And so I thought I'd have a quick look at our stats to see what percentage of listeners actually listen to this podcast via Apple Podcasts.
Mhm.
And it is 13.4%.
Arguably, that's because no one finds us because not enough people are giving us nice reviews.
That could be it. Podcasting is it's a very fragmented market as such. Like there's lots of places you can get podcasts from because it's such an open standard, I guess.
Yeah.
Like 0.3% of our audience use Python requests.
What does that mean?
I think
Is that the name of an app?
I think it's the name of probably a library or something you can import into Python code to get your own, or they're using something built out of Python.
What percentage was that?
0.3%.
Congratulations, you point.
Isn't that great? I mean, that says everything about our audience.
It does.
That is the 22nd most common way
Wow.
for people to listen to our podcast.
Okay, what are the others?
Tell you what, I'm going to name 3 podcast providers. Podkicker,
Okay.
Pod Soup,
Oh yeah.
Pod Bean.
Uh-huh.
I made one of them up.
Pod soup.
Correct. Damn it. So there's a lot out there.
Uh-huh.
And all of them, bar the top 11 have more than 1% each. And then the rest are just tiny fractions of people per method because there's just so many. However, Apple Podcasts is only the second top. The number one way people listen to this podcast. In fact, more than 1 in 5 of you listening right now are listening on Spotify.
Huh.
22.2% of the audience.
That's quite a big chunk.
That is a big chunk. That's 1.5 times what was happening with Apple Podcasts.
Ah.
So if you want to give advice for what people should do if they can't use Apple Podcasts, it's obviously, Spotify is the one we should be asking people to leave nice comments on. And it turns out, as of, I think, December last year, Spotify rolled out the ability to give ratings to podcasts.
Oh. Well, actually, I listen to some, not all, but I listen to some podcasts on Spotify.
Right.
Let's have a look. Okay, so there's a star rating.
Yep.
When I go into one of
You
them.
want to bring up one of the ones you listen to?
Oh my gosh,
what have you
it's
got
so
there?
easy. All right, so one of them's called Crime Show. It's by Gimlet.
Crime Show.
Yep.
Nice specific name right there.
Yeah, I know. It's very...
It stands out from the podcast crowd.
Can you guess
Crime
what it's
Show
about?
shows.
And it has a little star rating.
Mhm.
It's got 4.9
Uh-huh.
as an average.
Yep.
And if I press that, it just says, how do you rate the show out of 5 stars?
And does it tell you how many reviews have gone into
I'll
that?
give it 5 stars because I do enjoy it.
Oh, there you go.
Submit.
Now one more.
Done.
Done.
That
Easy.
was so quick.
Oh my goodness. Do you want to know what our star rating is on?
We have a star rating?
Yep.
Yes, I do want to know.
It's to 2 significant figures. And what was Crime Show?
4.9.
Oh, that's gonna be tough to beat. But I got some great news.
What?
5.0.
Oh, that's why you said figures and not numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not 50. Right. So 5.0. We are averaging 5 out of 5.
Awesome.
Rounded to the nearest 0.1 of a star.
Wow. Wow.
326 reviews.
Oh, that's quite
So
nice.
thank you, everyone.
What's that compared to other ones?
That's a great question. Who would you compare us to?
A podcast of unnecessary detail.
Oh my god, yeah, my sidecast.
The other one
if
that you're
well.
on.
This is the podcast I do with Helen Arnie and Steve Mould. Oh, okay. How many reviews did I say we had? I said 326.
327 now. Did you just rate us, Lauren?
No. Oh, really?
That's so funny.
I think that's against the terms of service.
Keep that on
But
there.
you listen to it and you enjoy it.
I tried to rate it. I tried to rate our own. I'm not allowed because I haven't listened to
You
our
haven't
show
listened to
on
it.
Spotify. I listened to it on a different app.
Okay, so we're now up to 327 reviews.
Yeah. Thanks to
Wait,
Lauren.
are we still 5.0?
Yes, thank
Good,
goodness.
because if you drag us down. So, my other podcast was Spoken Nerd, 4.9.
Oh, who's not giving them 5?
Well,
That was me.
399 people.
399. Oh, they've got more than us
Slightly
then.
comparable.
So more
We got a-
reviewers, but less
lower
less
average. Yeah.
Good.
So we need humble listeners.
Yeah.
I think we need to get a problem squared above 399.
Oh, we absolutely do.
I don't. That's kind of competing with myself. You know what? I'm going to search
Okay.
for.
Yep.
You know, no such thing as a fish. No
Okay.
such. Let's go right to the top.
And one of whom is an Aussie.
There you are.
Well,
That's-
Aussie. International Aussie.
Aussie enough. Oh, 5.0.
Oh,
They're as good as we are
they are as good as we are.
on 6.7 thousand reviews.
Oh, that's quite a lot of reviews.
Oh, that's too many. Oh, okay.
6.7 thousand.
Yeah,
We have enough listeners that we could beat them if everyone who listens on Spotify
that's true.
gave us 5 stars.
Yeah, podcast.
Yeah.
Don't tell the nerds.
That's easy enough.
Yeah.
We've got 2 weeks for every single person who listens to this on Spotify to give us 5 stars.
Come on. We're coming for fish.
Yeah. We're not saying we are better. We just want to appear better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We want, if you approximate our podcast to 2 numbers, the review, which we've already got, we got 5, and the number of reviews on that very approximated metric.
We want to beat
we want
everyone.
to be, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we've well and truly dinged that problem.
Yes, that's what you can do. And it's so easy.
Yeah. There you go, brothers. No, please, please don't take down our reviews because I can't pronounce your name.
This is the part of the show where we tie up any loose threads from previous episodes. We think we leave every section of every episode neatly tied up with a bow.
Unless stated otherwise.
Exactly. Unless stated otherwise, occasionally listeners will tug at the loose threads. We got more tidying up to do. And often they're just trying to provide more solutions to problems, which we can only applaud. For example, a lot of people, like you, Beck, got addicted to trying to find better solutions to the segment display problem.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, yeah. So now,
Okay.
to recap for everyone,
Yeah.
this was the classic, like, microwave numbers that are made up of 7 little lines, which often people don't think about it, but there's 7 little segments. They turn on and off, different combinations of them, give you different digits. Someone sent a problem in that I dealt with, and I deliberately did not tell you about it.
Yes.
Because I knew it would take over your life.
Yeah. And I was in a very busy period of
You
my
were
life.
very busy. So I didn't tell you, but obviously I had to tell you during the course of recording that episode,
Yes.
which was about a month ago.
Yeah.
And what has happened with your life since?
Well, as soon as we recorded that episode,
Yeah,
we went to the pub.
correct.
And I
It's not
spent
far from where we record.
the entire time trying to come up with 4
You
segment
did.
versions.
You took some paper.
Yep.
You took a Sharpie.
Yep.
You sat down.
Yep.
You got going.
Yep. You sat there with your pint and I did not talk.
I sat there and me and the
Watched
dog.
me draw.
I brought my dog with me.
Yeah.
We sat there, chilled out.
And I just,
You were in the zone.
I did it the whole train ride back.
Hyper-focused. Oh wow. Yep.
I got home.
Still going?
I showed it to my husband.
Oh no.
I said, Gav, you should have a go at this.
it's like
He gave it a little bit and then went, nah.
really.
Yeah.
I
I
thought it
thought
might-
he would get addicted
Yeah,
as well.
I think we like the movie The Ring.
Yeah, I thought it would too. Turns out just me.
Just you. Well,
In my life at the time.
turns out not just you.
I have some friends that definitely would have got addicted to it, but I just didn't see them around that time.
Right. Lucky.
And I honestly, Matt, I for about 3 or 4 days afterwards woke up thinking about it. Like it was in my head when I woke up thinking, is there a better way to do this?
Yeah.
It genuinely consumed me. And I had to say to Gav at one point, I can't stop thinking about it. We burnt the notes that I did last night.
Like a little ceremony.
No, your fire last night.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
I burnt all the notes
Yeah.
Because every time I looked at them, I kept thinking,
what if
maybe I've sort of a... And then I managed to finally...
Read yourself. You managed to shake it off.
Had got it out my system. And then the episode aired. And then everyone started tweeting.
Everyone came flooding
and then I
in.
started to get back into it and was like, no, don't.
Because we tweeted we tweeted your inventions.
Yes.
Which meant that people wanted to show you theirs.
Yes, yeah.
And then we're right back where we started.
And thank you. And also lots of people complimented mine and I really appreciate it.
It was very good.
It took me time.
The consensus is better than mine.
Thank you.
The people have spoken. I'm just saying what the people have said.
And there were some where they were good attempts, but I don't think they counted for various reasons.
Ah, that's true.
So there was one that was sent that looked really good, but it was because the lines crossed over.
Yeah, we had a no lines crossing over policy just because that's how old school LCDs. And I'm sure someone's like, well,
it's like Ghostbusters, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't cross the
Streams.
beams. Yeah. And I'm sure someone's like, well, technically this display could, well, no, just in general. So it works on everything. The lines don't cross. Because someone took what I did and extended one of the lines, which arguably, definitely looks better, but that means you've now got two lines crossing.
Yeah.
And so now you've got extra segments. Doesn't count.
Yeah. Then there were some versions where like people came up with really good ideas, but they basically just invented new symbols for numbers. They look nothing like the numbers.
Oh yeah, and you've rediscovered binary at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, and not a lot of people. I saw people say, "Oh, it won't work with 3 because there aren't enough combinations to do all 10 digits." And that's when I realized this had spread outside the listener base. Because in the podcast we talked about that.
Yeah.
How 4 is the minimum.
Yeah.
And then people were re-explaining that back to us.
Yes.
And I was like, this is obviously a very infectious challenge.
There's one that I have to give an honorable mention.
Right.
Which was Leo.
This is the best.
Leo said, I think I found a perfectly serviceable 4-segment display. What I like about it is that the 4 looks like a 4. Because that was the big...
4 was a tough one.
That was the tough one I had, was getting a 4. They've done it on gridded paper, but they haven't done it sort of exactly as it is on each one.
Yeah, so this is the issue. When you're trying to sketch these, it's the human nature. You subtly distort them to look more like the digit it's meant to look like.
Like you're still like, your brain goes, well, that's the same line in the same place at the same angle, but it drifts. But what I want to say is, so Leo's one, I checked against it on a grid.
Yep.
And it didn't look as nice, but I still think it was a really nice one.
And that's 4-segment.
4-segment is really lovely. I think that definitely gets a very honorable mention. Then I thought, ooh, can I take what I've done and what Leo's done and improve it? Get them working together.
Yep.
And after several hours, realized that I'm doing it again.
No, yeah, get back out.
Stopped.
Just when you think you're out.
Oh my goodness, exactly.
You got to go cold turkey. You can't.
I do.
Yeah.
So I can't. I just can't.
don't walk back in.
It's so tempting though.
No,
I
it's
really
closed.
enjoyed it. Yeah. So well done, Leo. And well done everyone who sent. Other people sent in really nice 5-segment ones, but
5, please.
I'm gonna say we could all do a nice 5-segment
we can all
one.
knock out a 5. 4's where it's at.
Yeah.
We also got a lot of people commenting on the menu ordering system that I covered.
Yes, you
in
did.
a previous episode. But the idea was, if you assigned a number to each dish, could you order from a menu by just adding up the total of all the dishes you want, or the assigned numbers, and then can the wait staff perfectly decode that to work out what your order was? And I said you could do it with binary, but you end up with very big numbers. And I kind of ruled binary out because it was a bit too close to being a list. Because it's just a bunch of 1s and 0s for which one you do or don't have. Like, it's
might as well just say the meal.
You may as well just say the meals. It's a very generous version of adding. And actually, people come up with other solutions, some clever ways of doing it, but you're basically concatenating, which is just running numbers one after the other. So you just It's very clever how you would work out where you split it apart, but you're still just writing the menu one thing after the other. People come up with some matrices.
What's a matrice? Matrix.
A matrix is just a grid of numbers.
So matrices is a plural of matrix.
Yes, plural matrix.
Oh, why
You know
didn't
how
they call
when you have a sequel,
Yeah, I was gonna say, why
Yeah.
didn't they call the box set that?
and you can use a matrix to revolve things as well.
Wow.
Nerds found that deeply hilarious.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the suggestions people sent in were variations on just binary in disguise in various forms, much like the segment display thing.
Yeah.
And they were glorified lists.
Mm.
But then some people pointed out a solution that I totally missed. and I got to take my hat off to these people. I absolutely missed a possible solution. I got so focused on the fact that if you're allowed to have multiple dishes, so like it works if people can only have up to one of each dish.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to have multiple dishes, then you might have to add the same menu item on multiple times.
Yeah.
And that becomes indistinguishable from other ones. And the very quick example we had is something like, how would you know the difference between ordering five multiples of dish number 7 or 7 multiples of dish number 5? People pointed out that you cannot order an irrational number of dishes. So you can order a whole dish or multiples, 2 dishes, 3 dishes. Maybe you could order half a dish or a third of a dish.
I mean, no, you can't.
But
no one ever says, can I have half of a curry?
I'm sure people have.
And those people were laughed out the restaurant.
Yeah, but they do it. Customers, watch them.
They wouldn't get it.
But you cannot order like...
But you can order a half portion of chips, so I'll give them that.
See, there you are.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
All right.
But you can't have a pith or portion of chips or the square root of 2. There's a whole field of numbers that are irrational numbers, which cannot be written as a fraction. These are the non-fraction, non-ratio, irrational numbers.
Okay.
And I'm pretty safe to say, apart from probably me as a joke, no one's ever tried to order an irrational multiple of a meal in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So what you can do is assume that all the multiplying numbers are going to be rational numbers. You then give irrational numbers to the menu items, and that works. The assumption I was missing, I got so fixated on multiplying the numbers, I didn't stop to think that the multiples are a strict type of number. And if you make the menu numbers a different type of number, so one's rational and one's irrational, then you can reverse no matter how many you have of each dish.
Can you give me an
backwards.
example, or is this all in theory?
And actually, it was right in front of my eyes the whole time. You will get your example because there is an idea in maths about logs and logarithms and exponentials. And what you're doing with those is it's a fancy way of turning multiplication into addition. And I don't know if you remember from the podcast, I said you could do this if you gave every dish a prime number value, and then you get people to multiply them all together, and that would work. That's perfectly reversible. They can have as many as they want of each dish.
Mm-hmm.
That works. But I said multiplying, I don't think that counts. It's got to be addition. Logarithms turn multiplication into addition. So instead of giving every single dish a prime number, you give them a logarithm of a prime number, and that absolutely works. So you know what? I'm just going to very quickly bring up a spreadsheet here to give you an example.
You know how you talk about that convention you went to?
Yeah. See, this is why I need those. So I've just made a quick menu where the items are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. So they're the prime numbers. They're no factors. Mm-hmm. So the natural log of 2 is 0.30103. Then it keeps going and going and going and going and going. So these rational numbers never end.
Got it. Okay.
Then the log of 3 is 0.477122125, and then that keeps going.
Right.
And then the next one, 0.698, and so on.
Yeah.
So now the only snag is the numbers never end.
Yeah.
Which takes a very long time to write down the order. So at some point, you're going to have to round them.
Mm-hmm.
And now you hit back. Here's the problem now.
As soon as you round it, you can get, it's a rational number.
Yes, it's a rational number all of a sudden.
Right.
But what you'd need to do is just round them past, so they're big enough for the number of dishes people might be ordering. So you're back to there's an upper bound to how many dishes people can order.
Mm-hmm.
based on the precision you've written down these irrational numbers, what you'd have to do on the menu is write natural log of 2, natural log of 3, etc., and then say, please calculate these to whatever precision is required to make your order unambiguous. And then that would work.
And then you're like, where did all the customers go?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Out of business on the first day.
Yeah. But you know that you had the system would have worked if anyone had bothered to put the effort in. To order. And the very I forget who sent this in. I'm very sorry. If you did, congratulations. This is amazing. Someone then said you could pick your irrational numbers so that they are the price of each meal. So if you work out what you want to charge for a meal, you find an irrational number that's very close to that, and you set that as its number. And so then not only do you add them up and that gives you the order, it also gives you the total you have to pay. So you don't even have to write the number for the menu item number and the price. You just give it one number.
Yeah.
And that's the order, and it's the bill, and it's everything.
Yeah, that's nice.
But you're going to have to specify it to fractions of a fraction of a penny.
Yeah, you're not saving any time.
Oh, no. But you are adding up.
Yeah.
You're just adding the numbers together and the whole system works. Minor precision issues, but there you are. So I apologize to everyone for forgetting about logarithms. We were so close.
And I apologize to no one.
No.
I think once you get to giving things irrational numbers, you might as well just give it other names.
Nah.
Oh, this is going to cost 2 unicorns. Oh, there we go. Oh, I wonder what they've ordered. Yeah. Well, there's no other unicorns on the list.
Yeah, okay. Valid point, well made.
You can't times 2 by unicorn, so it's got to be the other way around, isn't it?
But they're great suggestions, everyone. Genius.
No, it's good. Yeah, well done. I like these moments. It's humbling.
Thank you very much to listening to the APS team. We'd also like to thank our Patreon supporters who keep us in business. There are now 400 of you.
Yeah.
That's great. And this time, we'd like to thank
Nicole Mad Dog Maddock. That's a nickname from the A-Team.
It's good. It is.
Yeah, cool. Murdoch, I know, but Maddock is pretty close.
Kel Mad Dog Barnson.
And Dan Mad Dog Settle.
I've been Matt Parker, joined, of course, by Beck Hill, and our producer, which is the iconic van which holds us all together as we go about our adventures, Lauren Armstrong Carter. See you all next adventure.
Okay, so you know how we needed Sting stuff?
Yep.
And you know how my kitchen flooded?
Yes.
So while I was cleaning out the cupboards, I found stuff that I'd forgotten about in the back of the cupboard that survived the water.
Behind the mop.
It was in a plastic tub, so
you
it
brought
survived.
it? Yep.
Yeah. I was holding on to these for ages.
I'm terrified.
And we never did anything with them, which means it is definitely like way past when we should have used them.
Right. I still have no idea what is in this bag.
Right.
There's rustling. No. Oh my goodness. You still got these. Oh, it's sticky. Is that flood damage?
I think that's just age.
So Beck is pulling out a variety of snacks from around the world, which are claimed alternatives to the Aussie snack that is Twisties.
I do not know how safe these are.
Should we open them now?
I think we should open them out.
Because actually we had Twisties last time and Lauren wasn't here.
Yeah.
She was,
So I thought I'd bring the flood log stuff
They have
for Lauren.
lost all the air from inside the packets.
Yeah, they're vacuum packed themselves.
Wow, what is it? I guess it's leaked
So
out.
Fonzie's are like the Italian ones, and even the packet looks like Twisties.
It does. This is a deliberate Twisties attempt. I'm in.
What's it smell like?
Oh, death.
His face. They're pretty white.
Get
I
in
don't
there.
think they're meant to be that weight.
Give them a whiff. They're fine.
Oh my gosh.
No, don't give them back. Oh my God. I don't want to open the others.
I'm gonna break one to see if it's.
Oh, it snapped.
It's still quite snapped.
I was not expecting a snap.
I've just put it on my tongue.
Yeah, she's gone in.
No, it's pretty stale.
Yeah.
It's not gross. The smell is just cheese smell.
Oh, that's what they're. I mean, that's what
Oh,
they mean.
oh my gosh! Now it's inside me.
Oh.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, no,
Okay.
don't try those.
See you all next time.